the night eater of the hungry ghost. Today is Oban, the traditional Chinese ghost festival. At this time of year, people will burn paper and send money to their ancestors to express their grief and nostalgia. At the same time, Tianya Ghost Talk will also usher in a small climax of frequent ghost stories. And it will be high once a year. Tell me a story I just heard today. It's not scary, but it's quite appropriate. Lolo is a neighbor who lives in the same neighborhood as me and doesn't live in the same building. But because the children are in the same class in kindergarten and are very good playmates, we know each other very well. Last night, Luo and I took the children downstairs to play and saw that there were already people burning paper at the intersection outside the community. Lolo talks about a horrific incident she has experienced recently, which really adds a bit of horror to the night on the eve of Halloween. Luo belongs to the kind of person who sleeps very lightly, and she will wake up immediately at the slightest movement. In the past month or so, she has been woken up at night by the sound of cooking next door. Across the wall from Luo's bedroom is the kitchen of the neighbor Lao Fan's house. Luo would be woken up by the sound of Lao Fan's knife chopping and shoveling and frying every night. Once or twice she didn't feel it, but it was a bit inexplicable every day. Luo looked at the time. Basically every day at about 11:40 at midnight, and tossed until nearly 1 o'clock before the flag died down and finished cooking. Once when he met Lao Fan in the elevator, Luo asked euphemistically, "Brother Fan, have you added a new habit of eating supper? Every night, I fry and cook the whole banquet of the Manchu and Han people. And let me go to have a feast one day, right?" Lao Fan's face turned gray when he heard this, and he squeezed out a smile very unnaturally, muttering a few words before it was almost over. At night, the pots and pans played on time, and the old Fan family began to get busy again. A few days later, Luo really couldn't bear it anymore, and he was about to be called out of autonomic nervous disorder. So one night after work, she knocked on the door of Lao Fan's house. Lao Fan and his wife politely let Luo into the house, sat down to watch the tea before sitting down. Before he could speak, Luo saw a black-framed posthumous photo in the living room at a glance, and couldn't help but be shocked. Lao Fan saw that Luo saw the photo, and said slowly, "The one in the photo is my old mother, who died a while ago at the age of 84. Lao Fan told Luo that the old mother was used to living alone, and their brother and sister asked several times to take the old man to live with them. But the old lady did not agree. The old man felt that his legs and feet were still convenient, and his eyes and ears were bright, and it was inconvenient to move over and squeeze with his children only 2 times, which was really not interesting. So the 3 of Lao Fan's brothers and sisters lined up their shifts, took turns to cook for the old lady, 1 person for a week, and served the old ladies 3 meals a day, cleaning and changing clothes at home. But they were also safe and comfortable with each other. When it was Lao Fan's turn to cook last month, Lao Fan was hospitalized with high blood sugar, and it was Lao Fan's daughter-in-law who went back and forth to cook for the old lady. One day at noon, Lao Fan's daughter-in-law went to participate in the elderly square dance fitness competition held in the community, and the competition lasted nearly 2 hours longer than expected. During this period, Lao Fan's daughter-in-law was waiting in a dance costume all the time, and she was unable to notify the other brothers to cook for the elderly without a mobile phone. When Lao Fan's daughter-in-law finished the game, she felt anxiously that the old lady's house was broken. Something is wrong. The old man couldn't eat lunch for a long time, and suddenly hypoglycemia caused multiple organ failure. And when Lao Fan's daughter-in-law arrived, the old man had already died and had no breathing and heartbeat. Lao Fan was heartbroken by this. He was seriously ill, and didn't say a word to his daughter-in-law for more than 10 days. Lao Fan's daughter-in-law is also in pain and regrets. And the two of them wash their faces with tears every day, and their sadness is self-evident. From the night of the old lady's first 7, Lao Fan would dream of the old mother with a bitter face and tearful eyes to him. Boss, why did you call your mother a starving ghost? I'm hungry, boss. It's such a dream every night. And Lao Fan wakes up crying every night, and his grief is uncontrollable. Lao Fan's daughter-in-law saw that this was not a problem, and found a master who knew this aspect of knowledge. And the master said, "Your old lady is long-lived, but she has become a starving ghost by mistake. And the living and the dead are unwilling, so you make a fuss." Lao Fan's daughter-in-law asked how this is good. The master said that from today onwards, you should prepare a meal for the old lady at midnight every day and offer it to her spiritual seat, so that after 7,749 days, the old man's resentment will dissipate, and he will naturally be able to live in peace. Speaking of this, Lao Fan had already burst into tears, and he choked up and said to Luo, "Girl, these days, we have been giving the old lady a meal at night. And I am very sorry to disturb your rest. If you hold on for 2 more days, it will be 49 days before the Oban festival." Luo said that she felt very bad after listening to Lao Fan's words. Just imagine that no one wants to see such an ending. But the accident is a series of unexpected coincidences of weird superposition. Big mistakes are cast, and it is too late to regret. In fact, I think that Lao Fan's mother has been benevolent and kind all her life. Even if she dies and becomes a ghost, she should be able to understand her daughter-in-law's unintentional mistakes. And she can feel the grief of her son and daughter-in-law. The so-called nightmare is just Lao Fan's own remorseful heart not entangled into a demon, which haunts him night and will never rest.
Thanks for watching. Please comment and let me know if you were in the situation, what would you do?